Okay, so generally what I do in my program is that I ask seniors a lot about sort of what advice would you give to people my age? But seeing that we've done that last time, I had an idea of how about we ask people what was the worst advice you've gotten? Like the absolute worst, most terrible advice you have ever gotten. And if that's ever happened to you, would you mind sharing or would you be comfortable sharing that?
Can I share it?
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
It means how's the young adult, my young kid, teenage kind, not teenage young adult now.
Mm-hmm.
How they respond to my talk to them, how they respond to me.
Mm-hmm.
Is a question, and then I try to talk English, and they know some Chinese too, but I try to talk English and Chinese, and so they can know their hometown language too. But and anyway, and then he always answers me really he not talk much at all. And then I answer in Chinese. Da la da la da da. I said okay da da. This is the short answer for me, and I cannot question much more detail from him, because I feel like that they don't like to talk to me much, or they're busy or do something else. I don't want to. You ask him question. They will say some, but not really describe what he did or what he want or something like that.
Yes.
I feel that the language limitation. They mainly they speak English now, and then Chinese they don't speak much Chinese, but they understand the both Chinese talking. And sometimes I don't understand they're talking English. The language, the tongue, the accent, or talking very fast with the word. Sometimes I don't catch up, but I cannot say and not asking to repeat again. So this time. It's the kind of gap, the conversation gap there. They're talking in the phone, but not see each other much now. So just in the phone talking.
Yeah.
This is my So you said young people they don't like to talk to the older people.
Yeah. It's quite interesting because my grandma actually sort of experienced the same thing because she's Korean and she can't really speak English that well. So every time she needs to talk to someone, she like switches between English and Korean a lot, and it's quite difficult, like you said. But yeah, on the topic of bad advice, I actually want to share some experiences that I've had as well to sort of get the ball rolling even more.
Oh yeah.
I'm currently in high school, so um, a lot of people my age when we were in high school, and especially the last year of high school after we've submitted all of our college applications, there's this thing called senioritis, where as soon as you've been admitted to college, you just like don't try or you stop trying in school for the remainder of high school. And a lot of people who have already gone off to college like advised my friends to just stop caring about high school after they've submitted all their college applications. And while that may seem fine, in the past, I know some people who've actually had their offers to college rescinded. Essentially, they got kicked out of school before they even went to that school. So I would say that's a pretty bad piece of advice. But on this topic of bad advice, I want to ask everyone, what was the worst gift you've ever gotten in your life, and how did you react, or how did you deal with that?
Well, Kevin here, I could say something.
Sure, go ahead, Kevin.
I don't know if this fits in the exact category. You can stop me if you want. But when I was about 25 or 6,
Mm-hmm.
I had never ridden or driven. I'd never driven a motorcycle.
Mm-hmm.
My younger brother, Tim, he passed away now. But
sorry to hear that.
back then, this was 40, 50 years ago, yeah. He had a motorcycle and used it all the time. It was a medium to big size. You know, it wasn't a little moped. It was a real motorcycle.
Mm-hmm.
And he came over to my house where I was living.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, hey, you want to learn how to ride a motorcycle?
Mm-hmm.
I said, sure, okay. So we went out in the street, and he proceeded to show me the different functions of the knobs, like the handles. Here's your brake. Here's the clutch.
Mm-hmm.
This pedal, you know, and then here's your ignition. Here's your gear shift.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and he showed me all these things.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you know, he showed me for about a minute.
Mm-hmm.
And then he said, okay, you get on the motorcycle and slowly release the clutch, and it'll grab. And then slowly give it gas. And then you go. And then when you want to stop, put in the clutch and squeeze the brakes. Okay, I got it. Never done it before, but I got it. This is after about 90 seconds of instruction.
Mm-hmm.
So I get on the motorcycle, and it's running, and I'm at a stop, just starting,
Mm-hmm.
and I started to let the clutch out.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm releasing the handle, the clutch is coming out, and it grabs the gear. You know, it grabs it to put it in gear.
Right.
And it did it kind of at a jerky, quick fashion. You know, it kind of startled me. It grabbed it, and now it's in gear real quick. You know, it grabbed it. And instead of slowly turning the handle for ignition, you know, speed,
Mm-hmm.
I turned it real fast because I was kind of panicked because it jerked into gear. And then I turned the other handle, and I accelerated. Well, that was the wrong thing to do. and the motorcycle spun around 3 times, and I landed on somebody's lawn.
Oh, geez.
And then the bike landed on the other side of the street. No, luckily I didn't have to go to the hospital.
Okay.
I just was sore for a few days, and I took a bath. But there's some good advice that came out of that. See, what I'm trying to say is the bad advice was I should have got better training, slower, you know. Maybe watch me do this, you know, let's do it slow, not 90 seconds and then take off. But the good that came out of it is this. I have never, ever driven a motorcycle again, ever, and I never will. So I'll never get hurt driving a motorcycle.
Okay.
So is that the kind of question you're asking or not?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it looks like you were gifted the opportunity to test drive this motorcycle, and it didn't end so well, did it?
No, and it was kind of my fault, but I didn't know what I was doing. You know, the thing, you didn't expect that quick into gear, the jerking into gear. You know, it kind of startles you, and then you turn your hand, and I accelerated instead of putting the clutch in again or something, you know, but whatever.
Well, what happened to
it was quite scary. I could have been seriously injured.
Yeah, definitely.
But I wasn't. It spun around 3 times, and I finally flew off the thing, and the bike ended up on the other side of the street. But his mirrors were damaged and lights and stuff. But
was he angry at you?
Anyway, so that's my story. Okay, go ahead.
Kevin, was he angry at you for quote unquote damaging his bike, or how did he react?
No, he was concerned about me and that I was okay.
That's good.
You know, he helped me get back into my flat, and my wife was there, and I was take a hot bath and relax and rest. I had some bruises, but nothing serious. I did not need to be hospitalized.
Okay. Well,
but
that's good to hear.
And he didn't mean ill will. He didn't mean ill will. It's just that he was so good at it. He thought all you had to do is tell somebody and you're fine.
Yeah.
Another thing, if a person ever tries it, they might want to try it on a real small motorcycle first, a little one.
Yeah, definitely.
Little tiny one till you learn how to do it, and then gradually get into bigger ones. I started on the medium to big side,
Mm-hmm.
that you see going down the street.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, so no, he didn't mean ill will. He was stunned too. He didn't want his bike to be damaged or me to be hurt. No, he he thought I would handle it okay. He didn't know I was going to panic. But that's one story that comes to mind. But I'll let someone else speak now.
Okay.
There's other things that happen in life, but.
So actually, I was gonna share a story as well. It's not as interesting as yours, Kevin. But my story is the worst gift I ever got, I guess, was when I was like 5 years old. And so I was in Korea, and we went to this fancy dinner with all of our relatives. And my grandma's younger sister came up to me with a big box, and in my mind, I'm just thinking, wow, what could this be? And I was so hyped up for that, but I had to wait until the end of dinner to actually get it and see what was inside. So several hours of just like agonizing wait later, I opened the box and it was a toy car. But it wasn't just any toy car. It was a block of wood with wheels. So it was a car. And when I say a block of wood, I don't mean a wooden car. I mean a literal, like, rectangular piece of wood that was painted red with 4 wheels on it. And at that moment in time, I was like, what is this? This isn't a car. And I was like, super disappointed. So I'm just sitting there. I feel cheated because I'm like, you had me wait for like hours of grown-up conversation for this? And I lost it. But here's the real kicker. Flash forward to recently, like this year or last year, I go online, and apparently this exact car is worth maybe $5,000 to $10,000 apparently, because it was a collectible item. And back then it was just like a normal toy she picked up for a few dollars, but now it was this super crazy rare collectible item. And here in my mind, I just flashing back, I'm like, oh, and just
that's amazing.
Yeah.
Wow. What happened to it? What did you do with it?
No idea. It's poof. I have no idea where it is. But I feel like it's yeah. Also, I see that there's some new faces online that have just joined. Hi, Linda. Hi, Marco. Welcome.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you guys doing?
Who is?
My name is June.
Yes. I'm not sure if we met on another. You came once?
Yes.
Was it this group before? I think.
I have. I came several.
Anyway, here we are.
I came last month, and I came a while before that as well. And I believe we met back then.
Yeah,
but...
it was the while before that.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of. Anyway,
Yeah.
I just got my headphones fixed up. I guess I am unmuted, so because you can hear me.
Yeah. So.
And I guess you can see me.
Yeah. So what we're doing right now is just
Okay.
we're doing some like icebreaker questions, and I have a few prompts here, and we're all just like going around. And if you have something to share related to the prompt, feel free to speak up. And Marco and Linda,
Okay.
real quick, I am recording this session, and I do plan on posting it to my website. And are you guys comfortable with that? Do I have your verbal consent to continue recording to post?
Fine with me.
Awesome. Thank you,
Who said
Marco.
that?
That was Marco.
I'm not sure, but I guess it's fine with me.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so
It's all
much.
right.
Yeah. It's okay for us.
So,
And Linda, just to let you know that there's also Sherlina, Donald, and Kevin, along with you and Mark,
Okay,
who joined.
Shirley, Donald, and Kevin. Okay. And you were there, Cheryl.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. All right. Okay.
awesome.
I'm
So,
gonna mute myself now.
Linda and Marco, the prompt that we were just talking about while you joined was that we were asking everyone what the worst gift they ever got was. So if you guys wanted to answer that, feel free. But otherwise, we can move on to a new topic if you would like as well. So, do either of you guys have a or want to share anything about that?
Oh, I have a worst gift that always comes back to me when I think about Christmas gifts I got as a child.
Okay.
Somebody, maybe one of my older sisters, I can't remember, but I think I might know which one it was. But anyway, she sent me a yellow long sleeve jersey with brown ribbing around the collar and cuffs, yellow and brown, for about maybe an 11-year-old girl. I'm not sure how old I was, but it was definitely not a fashion statement. And I don't know if I ever wore it. I think that I may also have been just about to start having breasts, and I think those little bumps also showed. But I'm not absolutely certain that was part of the badness of it, but I suspect it might have been.
Okay.
So it was.
Yeah. On that topic, actually, I know that nowadays, when people are really young, when they're in that like 5 to 8 age demographic, they think that whenever they receive clothes for Christmas or clothes for their birthday, they think it's the worst gift ever. But I feel like as I've grown up, I freaking love clothes. Just like getting gifted clothes, I think that's the best thing ever. So I don't know about the rest of you, but have you guys felt the same way? Like as you grow older, you feel that receiving clothes are better? Yeah.
I agree.
Clothes get better?
Yeah. Or do you feel that
You appreciate clothes.
yeah, you
Appreciate it
appreciate
more.
clothes
Right.
more. Yeah.
Right. Well, did Marco say anything about the worst gift he ever got?
Marco, would you like to
When
share?
I received clothes when I was a kid.
Oh,
I
is
had
that-
to select my own when I was older. Although my sister still chooses for me.
Wow. Anyway, if no one else wants to go, then we can move on to the next prop.